Welcome to the Gold Plus Roundup, the monthly show where we review every Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus free game for the month and tell you what's worth your time, because time is money. Throw all of these in your account anyways, but we want to tell you which ones are actually worth your time and worth your investment of said time. Starting out with Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain for PlayStation 4. Hands down the pick of the month. Not only is it a great long game, it's got a really great story, it's got great gameplay, a lot of replayability because you can replay different missions and different styles to not only get different unlocks, but also just to try your hand at stealth versus complete overt chaos. Great game, not as much chaos obviously as Just Cause 3. It's more about the stealth and the espionage, but great story and an interesting way to dive into the history of Metal Gear, but totally worth your time. Next up for Xbox One, we got Gone Home, which is a fantastic walking simulator / mystery game. I don't want to give away too much here, but you come home to your childhood house, rather empty, and kind of start to figure out exactly what's going on within the house. If you like an interesting story, not really puzzle, but interesting story and kind of led down a path to discover a story, it's really cool, and it's not that long, so I'd check it out if I were you. Next up for PlayStation 4, we have Amnesia Collection. So this is actually a collection of Amnesia games with The Dark Descent, Machine for Pigs, and Justine. So I only got to play Dark Descent, but I really enjoyed what I played of it. Amnesia is a fantastic game, great suspense horror, and in a genre that is kind of making a comeback in one way or another. It doesn't have to be overt horror, overt gore, I should say, but a really scary game. I highly recommend it if you like scary, suspenseful kind of stuff. Next up on Xbox One, we have the Turing test. So it's actually available the 16th through the 15th of the next month. This is a great, again, another kind of walking simulator kind of game, but this is actually more puzzle-based than anything else. You are unlocking some mysteries, but it's almost like Portal with a really good story. Not to say Portal didn't have much of a story. So I really enjoyed Turing Test. You actually are a scientist who is in space. You're on Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, and discovering what happened on this station. It's a really cool sci-fi story, but also really cool puzzles. And I think they were pretty intuitive. None of them were too difficult because they kind of built on certain concepts. They became a little frustrating and difficult because the concepts got so complex, but none of it was random. It didn't throw any curves at me. Everything kind of built on said concepts, so I really enjoyed this game. Hustle Kings for PlayStation is yet another pool game. Honestly, these just don't do very well. There is a VR component to this apparently that I didn't get to see. I don't think it's on there because this is PlayStation 4, but oh well, I don't have PlayStation VR. Next up for Xbox 360 and backwards compatible to Xbox One, we got Medal of Honor Airborne, and honestly, I really didn't enjoy this. You're an airborne trooper, and the controls for pretty much everything are not up to par for a AAA title. It's kind of hard to get into this being used to more polished first-person shooters. The shooting aspects of the game aren't that great. Part of it, I think, is they're trying to make it accurate to the lack of accuracy of those type of guns. But even then, I had situations where I went through half a magazine from a Tommy gun onto someone, but I missed them at like maybe 10 feet away. So kind of unhappy about that. I think there were a lot of shots that I should have made that it didn't let me make. Didn't quite make sense. Honestly, I would skip this unless you're really into first-person shooters. If you're really into first-person shooters, check it out and you'll see what I mean in regards to the janky controls. You probably will feel the same way that I did. We also have Hue for the PS4 and PS Vita, and honestly, it's a good puzzle game, but it's tougher than it should be. The executions are kind of hard to pull off with depending on your jumps and the game mechanics. So I kind of honestly would skip this one. Next up, we have Rayman 3 HD. So this is the HD upscale of Rayman 3. This is on 360 upscale, then backwards compatible to Xbox One. It's a fantastic platformer. I really can't diss Rayman at all in this. Absolutely love the game. Great game to play with other people as well, trading off the controller or what have you. It's really fun, and it's short enough that you guys all have a blast kind of trading off old school gaming wise. It's pretty fun. Skyforce Anniversary is actually pretty fun. It doesn't have a lot of content, but the challenges are well made and keep repeatability rewarding. And that's what's important in a game like this. If you don't have a lot of content, you need to keep rewarding players for playing what you do have. Monster Jam Battlegrounds is basically what it sounds like. You have monster trucks and you jam out tracks and stuff. It's basically different challenges and physics-based puzzles. It's not bad, but for me as an adult, I didn't think it was worth the time, unless you really like monster trucks. So let us know in the comments what you think the best game of the month was, and who you think won in regards PlayStation versus Xbox. Let us know in the comments, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks for watching This Week in Our Collective Heads. Subscribe over here and click the bell, and that way you'll know about any new videos that we put up, because we put up a lot of gameplay, a lot of stories from games and stuff like that, and gameplay is down here.
Yeah, and you got more editorials and news stuff down here. Check it out.